पिछले okay. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Dr. Kamal from Pathology Department. So, Veda, today we will discuss about the central nervous system, and we will discuss about the tumors of the central nervous system. Okay. So, first of all, classification of CNS tumor. Beta, we can classify the central nervous tumor on the basis of their origins, like the tumors of the glial tissue, the tumors of neurons, mixed tumor of glial and neural components, poorly differentiated tumor, tumors of the meninges, the most important, and the peripheral nervous sheath tumors, metastatic tumors, and others. Okay, so beta, WHO classifications of tumors of CNS include gliomas. Okay, when the tumor arises from the glial tissue, we called it gliomas. And the gliomas include astrocytoma, oligodendroglioma, and ependymoma. Okay, I repeat again the words astrocytoma, oligodendroglioma, and ependymoma. Beta, you must know the names of these tumors. These tumors are gliomas. Okay, and then the astrocytoma is further classified into different types like diffuse astrocytoma, anaplastic astrocytoma, glioblastoma, pilocytic astrocytoma, and pleomorphic xanthroastrocytoma, PXA. Okay. Then oligodendroglioma. Okay, I repeat again, beta, as we know that the gliomas are astrocytoma, oligodendroglioma, and ependymoma. Okay, and astrocytoma includes diffuse astrocytoma, anaplastic, glioblastoma, pilocytic astrocytoma, and PXA. And then the oligodendroglioma is further classified into oligodendroglioma NOS, anaplastic type. Okay, and the classification of the CNS is based on isocitrate dehydrogenase mutation, IDH mutation, means IDH mutant type and the IDH wild type. Okay, as a general, we divide the tumor on the basis of their origin, like glial tumor, like neuronal tumor, like peripheral nerve sheath tumor, like meninges. Okay, you must reply in such a way that the gliomas are further divided into astrocytomas, oligo, and ependymoma. Okay, then astro is further divided into astrocytoma, pilocytic, PSA, glioblastoma. Okay, and oligodendroglioma into oligodendroglioma and anaplastic oligodendroglioma. Okay, they can be further divided on the basis of their mutation. IDH mutant type, when the IDH is positive, mutation is positive, while the IDH wild type, when there is no mutation of IDH is seen. So now the ependymoma. Beta, ependymoma is further classified into subependymoma, myxopapillary ependymoma, and the different type like clear cell, like papillary, like dendritic type, and the anaplastic ependymoma. Okay, I know the names are difficult to remember, but you have to know. Okay. So now the other tumors include the choroid plexus tumors, the gland, the neuronal tumors, and the tumors of the pineal regions. And the most important is the embryonal tumor. Beta, anyone can ask the name of the embryonal tumors of CNS. It's include medulloblastoma, okay, ATRT, atypical rhabdoid and teratoid tumor, okay, and the embryonal tumor with rhabdoid feature. Here, I repeat again, beta, anyone can ask about the embryonal tumor of the CNS. It includes medulloblastoma, ATRT, atypical teratoid or rhabdoid tumor, and embryonal tumor with rhabdoid features. Okay. Now, the medulloblastoma further divided into different types, like desmoplastic type, like extensive nodular type, and the large cell type. Okay, the medulloblastoma is further divided into different types on the basis of their morphology. Whenever there is a desmoplastic, there is increased desmoplasia, then we call it desmoplastic type. Whenever there is increased nodules formation, we call it extensive nodular type. Whenever there is a large atypia, we call it large cell type. Clear? So, beta, till now we are able to know about the classification of the tumor on the basis of glial in origin. So, beta, we are discussing here about the tumors of the central nervous system. Clear? The tumors of the central nervous system may be the glial tumor, maybe the peripheral nerve sheath tumor, maybe the tumor of meninges, maybe the metastatic tumor. Okay. Then if anyone asks about the glial tumor, you must keep it in your mind that glial tumor may be the astrocytoma, maybe the oligodendroglioma, maybe the ependymoma. Clear? Astrocytoma is further divided into different types. Oligo is further divided into different types. Clear? Now, we are discussing about the tumors of the meninges, meningioma. Beta, this can be asked in your OSCE, in your Viva. So you have to prepare the topic of meningioma. Okay, so meningioma is basically a tumor of a meninges. There are different types of meningiomas like syncytial type, like fibroblastic type, like transitional type, secretory type, microcystic type, atypical meningioma, and anaplastic meningioma. Clear? So beta meningioma is divided into different types. The fibroblastic type, transitional type, secretory, microcystic type, atypical type, and anaplastic meningioma. Okay. Now, the tumors of the cranial and paraspinal nerves include schwannoma and neurofibroma and MPNST, the malignant peripheral nerve sheath tumor. Clear? So, this is all about the classification of the CNS tumor. In classification of the CNS tumor, we know that most of the tumors are the glial in origin, and among the glial tumor, the astrocytoma is the commonest type. There are different types of astrocytomas, and in non-glial tumor, the meningioma is the commonest type, and metastatic tumor may be metastatic carcinoma from the lung, breast, and etc. etc. So this is a summary of the classification. With beta, if anyone asks in your SEQ, then you must have been such a way that the tumors of the glial tissue, glioma, tumors of the neurons, mixed tumor, embryonal tumor, tumor of the meninges, and peripheral nerve sheath tumor. Clear? Glial tumor may be the astrocytoma, maybe the oligodendroglioma, and maybe the ependymoma. Clear? And then, then the mixed tumor including the ganglioglioma and DNET, okay? Meninges, tumors in meningioma. So we will discuss one by. The annual incidence of tumor of CNS ranges from 10 to 17 for 1 lakh person for intracranial tumor, and 1 to 2 per 1 lakh person for intraspinal tumor. This is all about the incidence of CNS tumor. Majority of the tumors of CNS are primary tumor, and 1/4 to 1/2 are metastatic. Tumor of the CNS account for nearly 20% of all the cancers of childhood. In childhood, tumor mostly arise in the posterior fossa. In CNS tumor, beta, the clinical course of the tumor is strongly influenced by the location and the pattern of the growth. The location of the tumor is very important, and the pattern of growth. Either the tumor is infiltrative or it form a localized mass. So, some glial tumor with low-grade histological features infiltrate the large region of the brain that lead to the serious clinical deficit and a poor prognosis. Okay, so location as well as the pattern of the growth of the tumor is very important in CNS. Okay, CNS tumor, regardless of the histological grade or classification, may have a lethal consequence if it's situated in the critical brain region. For example, if meningioma compresses the vital centers like respiratory failure can occur. Okay. So now, beta, anyone can ask about the grading of the tumor of the CNS. Tumor of the CNS is graded according to WHO classification. The WHO has segregated the tumor from grade 1 to grade 4. Grade 1, 2, 3, and 4. Grade 1 tumors are basically a well-differentiated tumor, okay, with good behavior. And grade 4 tumor are a poorly differentiated tumor. Clear? So now we will discuss one by one. Beta, astrocytoma can occur at any age from first decade onward and can be found anywhere from cerebral hemisphere to the spinal cord. And its most common types of astrocytoma is diffuse infiltrating astrocytoma and pilocytic astrocytoma. So, beta, diffuse infiltrating astrocytoma means, keep it in your mind that astrocytoma may be there are different type of astrocytomas, maybe the diffuse type or maybe the localized type. Okay, we are discussing now about the diffuse infiltrating astrocytoma, in which the tumor is infiltrating into the surrounding parenchyma, brain parenchyma. So, in a diffuse infiltrating astrocytoma, it accounts for about 80% of the primary adult brain tumor. Okay, I already told you that in a glial tumor, the astrocytomas are the commonest type. And among the astrocytomas, the diffuse infiltrating type is the commonest type. So it's occur in the cerebrum, okay, but can occur in the cerebellum, brain stem, and spinal cord. Clear? And the patient presented with the seizures, headache, and focal neurological deficit related to the anatomical site of the involvement of a tumor. Okay, so these astrocytomas may be ranges from grade 1 to grade 4. Diffuse astrocytoma is grade 2, and a plastic astrocytoma is grade 3, and glioblastoma is grade 4. Okay, so better keep it in your mind. We are discussing here the tumor of the CNS. In tumor of the CNS, there are different glial tumor. In glial tumor, we call it gliomas. There are different type of gliomas, astro, oligoependymoma. In astro, there are different type like diffuse infiltrative and localized type. Okay, and there are different grades: grade 1, 2, 3, and 4. And in grade 2 is said to be the diffuse type. Grade 3 is a anaplastic type, and grade 4 is a glioblastoma. Okay. So the molecular genetic, the genome of malignant glioma have identified pattern of molecular alteration in glioblastoma that place these tumor in 4 molecular subtypes: classical type, the proneural type, neural type, and the mesenchymal type. Clear? So beta, grossly, the diffuse infiltrating astrocytomas are poorly defined gray infiltrative tumor that expand or distort the invaded brain. Okay, जो glioblast, जो astrocytoma का diffuse type है वो infiltrate करेगा, it may be the poorly defined gray infiltrative tumor. Okay, and the cut surface shows a firm or soft and gelatinous cystic degeneration can be seen. Tumors can appear as a well demarcated, but infiltration beyond the outer margins are always present. Okay? So as you can appreciate it better in this picture that this is a tumor. It is a poorly defined gray infiltrative tumor that expand and distort the brain. So beta, microscopically there is a cellular density is more than can be seen in a normal brain. Okay, comparative to a normal brain, in a diffuse astrocytoma, there is increased cellularity. In between the tumor cells, the nuclei, there is extensive fine GFAP positive astrocytic processes. Okay, between the tumor cells के हमें बीच में जो GFAP positive astrocytic processes मिलेंगे that create a fibrillary background appearance. Nuclear morphology is seen. Tumor is infiltrate the normal brain tissue away from the lesion. There. So beta, as you can appreciate it that mild to moderate increased number of the glial cell nuclei, and there is a fibrillary background. Okay. Now the glioblastoma, as I already told you that grade 4 astrocytoma is said to be glioblastoma. Grade 4 astrocytoma is said to be glioblastoma. But previously it called it glioblastoma multiformis. But now, according to WHO, its new name is only glioblastoma. Grossly, the glioblastoma is firm white area with yellow areas due to necrosis. Okay, and areas of necrosis and hemorrhages can be seen. Microscopically, beta glioblastoma, as I already told you, it is a grade 4, so there is a more mitosis, more atypia, more pleomorphism, and along with your additional features include necrosis and vascular endothelial cell proliferation. Okay, whether glioblastoma can be asked in your viva, it can be asked in your SCQ. So you must know that glioblastoma is basically a type of astrocytoma. Okay, it is a grade 4 astrocytoma in which there is more mitosis, more atypia, more pleomorphism, hyperchromasia, along with beta. Please keep it in your mind the word necrosis, along with vascular endothelial cell proliferation. These both features are seen in glioblastoma, high-grade tumor. Okay, necrosis occur in a serpentine pattern in areas of cellularity. The tumor cells collect along the edges of the necrosis, producing a pseudo-palisading. I will show you. Whether this is a gross image of glioblastoma, as you can appreciate it here, there is areas of hemorrhage, necrosis, and microscopically you can appreciate it. There is an increased cellularity, and on high power there is a central necrosis along with palisading of a tumor cells on surrounding the necrotic area. Okay, and these are the features of glioblastoma, and on high power no doubt there is increased mitosis and pleomorphism. Okay, so keep it in your mind that grade glioblastoma is grade 4. Okay, high grade tumor, mitosis, pleomorphism, atypia, along with necrosis and hemorrhage. Okay, keep it in your mind. So now we are discussing about pilocytic astrocytoma. It is a grade 1 tumor. Okay, beta. Till now, we are able to know about the diffuse infiltrating astrocytoma. Okay, in the diffuse infiltrating astrocytoma, the astrocytoma is infiltrative type. Okay, while the pilocytic astrocytoma is a localized type. Okay, it is not an infiltrative type. It is a localized tumor. So it is a grade 1 tumor. Okay, a grade 1 tumor have relatively benign behavior, seen in children and young adults and located in the cerebellum. Its location is important, cerebellum. Its age is very important. It is seen in young children. It's grade 1. It's behaved like a benign tumor. So the tumor is cystic. Okay, it appears as a cyst with neural nodule in radiology. Okay, microscopically, the tumor is composed of a bipolar cell with a long, thin, hair-like processes. Okay, so beta, keep it in your mind that these words are specific for pilocytic astrocytoma, like bipolar cells, like thin hair-like processes. Okay, so there is no necrosis, mitosis are uncommon, okay, and they assist with neural nodule. These all are a feature of pilocytic astrocytoma. As you can appreciate it, beta, a well-circumscribed cyst with a neural nodule in the wall of a cyst. Okay, this is cystic astrocytoma of the cerebellum in a child. We call it pilocytic astrocytoma. It is a grade 1 tumor. Clear? So, microscopically, beta, it shows a bipolar tumor with hair-like process, and you can appreciate it that these dark pink, these are beta rosenthal fibers. These dark pink, shocking pink colors fibers are the rosenthal fibers. These fibers are specifically seen in the pilocytic astrocytoma. Okay, and no areas of necrosis, mitosis are very uncommon in pilocytic astrocytoma. So, till now, we are able to know about the astrocytoma. Now we will discuss about the oligodendroglioma. Clear? You must know about the classification of the CNS tumor. Okay, you must know about different type of astrocytoma. Like astrocytoma may be the diffuse type, may be the localized type. In diffuse type, it may be grade 2, grade 3, grade 4. Grade 2 is a diffuse infiltrating astrocytoma. Grade 3 is the anaplastic astrocytoma, and grade 4 is the glioblastoma. Clear? Anyone can ask about the features of glioblastoma. Then the features of glioblastoma include necrosis, hemorrhage, atypia, mitosis, grade 4, high high-grade tumor. Clear? And then the astrocytoma may be the localized type, which we call a pilocytic astrocytoma. In pilocytic astrocytoma, the features are cyst with neural nodule, localized tumor, good behavior, grade 1, mesenteric fibers, hair-like patterns seen, hair-like fibers can be seen in a microscopy. Okay. Now we will discuss about the oligodendroglioma, as we know that it is a type of a glioma. So beta grossly it appears as a well circumscribed gray gelatinous mass. Okay, with areas of calcification, calcification, calcification. Clear? So the microscopic appearance include the tumor are composed of a sheets of a regular cells with spherical nuclei, and these are surrounded by a clear halo. Beta paranuclear halo. Paranuclear halo is a specific feature of oligodendroglioma, and tumor contain delicate network of anastomosing capillaries. Calcification is present. Mitotic activity is minimum, and it can be graded according to WHO grading system, grade 2 to grade 4. Grade 2, okay? So, beta, keep it in your mind. If in any scenario, there are different types of words I use, like calcification, delicate network of anastomosing capillaries, like paranuclear halos. Then these all features of oligodendroglioma. Okay, I will show you the image. As you can appreciate, beta, these are the these are the sheets of the cells, okay, and these cells are surrounded by a clear halo, which we call a paranuclear halo, which give the cells to a fried-like appearance. These are the chicken white type of calcification, chicken white type of blood vessels. So fried-like appearance with chicken white type blood vessels, and the calcification, this dark blue, the area of a calcification. These all are features of oligodendroglioma. So now ependymoma. Beta, ependymoma is a slowly growing tumor of ependymal cells arising from the walls of the ventricles or spinal canal. Okay, ependymoma is mostly seen in ventricles, and it is 3 to 9% of primary CNS tumor, more common in children. It is also seen in children. Okay, right? As I already told you that it is arising in ventricle. It is WHO grade 2. Clear? So, as you can appreciate, it is ependymoma rising from the ependymal lining of the fourth ventricle, okay, above the brain stem. And this is the horizontal sectioning of brain. Okay, microscopically, beta, the ependymoma shows the cells with regular round to oval nuclei with abundant granular chromatin in a dense fibrillary background and rosettes formation. Rosettes formation. The tumor cells may form a gland-like round or elongated structure. Beta, these all are a rosette. As you can appreciate it that the tumor cells are arranged in a glandular-like configuration. Okay, this rosette. This is also a rosette. Okay, so till now we are able to know about astrocytoma, oligodendroglioma, and ependymoma. Clear? The features of ependymomas are rosette formation. Okay, small round blue cells with rosettes formation. It is a grade 2, and ventricle side is very important, mostly seen in a ventricle, a young age. Okay, now we will discuss about the embryonal tumor, which we call a medulloblastoma. Embryonal tumor or a primitive neoplasm of CNS is said to be the medulloblastoma. It a medulloblastoma is a neuroectodermal origin. It retains the cellular features of primitive undifferentiated cells. Clear? It is accounts for 20% of the brain tumors in children, and its location is exclusively in the cerebellum. Cerebellum. It is commonly seen in cerebellum. Okay? And grossly beta appear as a well circumscribed gray tumor and microscopically highly cellular, and are composed of a diffuse masses of small undifferentiated oval cells like a lymphoma. Okay, it is composed of a round blue cell tumor, and which forms a rosette formation. Okay, in a rosette formation are a group of a tumor cells arranged in a circles around a fibrillary center. As you can appreciate it that beta, it is a cerebellum. This is a fourth ventricle. This is a posterior fossa mass. Okay, and microscopically beta, as you can appreciate it there, these are the small round blue cells and forming a rosette. In a rosette, the tumor cells are pink fibrillary some material, and the tumor cells are surrounding this fibrillary material to form a rosette formation. Clear? So now we will discuss about the tumor of the meninges. Very important. Beta meningioma can be asked in your OSPI or in your viva. Beta meningioma is basically a tumor of meninges. Okay, it is predominantly a benign tumor of adult that is usually attached to the dura, meninges, dura, that arises from the meningothelial cells of the arachnoid. Okay, the common sites of involvement. It is frequently asked about the common sites of meningioma. So meningioma is commonly seen at the parasagittal aspect of the brain convexity, dura over the lateral convexity, wind of sphenoid, olfactory groove, foramen magnum, and the ectopic meningioma can be seen. So as you can appreciate it that this is a brain and these are the meninges and the tumor is well circumscribed tumor is seen here. This is the brain parenchyma and this is the meninges and tumor is attached with the meninges. Okay, so grossly it appears as a rounded mass, ocellated or polypoidal appearance. As you can appreciate it, a rounded polypoid. एक पूरा उसने polypoid से outgrowth बनाई हुई है. Extension into the overlying bone may be present. The surface of the mass is usually encapsulated. Okay, usually they displace the brain tissue without invading it. As you can appreciate in this picture that the tumor is displace the brain tissue. Okay, so push displace the brain tissue without invading it. Some meningiomas grow flat on the surface of the brain. So beta, there are different types of a meningioma. As I already told these types in the WHO classification, there are different types like sensational type, like fibroblastic type, like somamomatous type, secretory meningioma, transitional meningioma, microcystic type, atypical type, anaplastic type, papillary type, and rampant. Okay, these all are types of meningioma. Clear? So, in a sensational type beta, it's appropriately named for the whorled clusters of cells. Cells are arranged in a whirling pattern and they sit in a tight group without visible cell membrane. Okay, beta sensational cells are mostly seen in meningioma, and sensational cells mean the cells are arranged in a whirling pattern and there is with no cell membrane is not visible. The cells are tightly packed to each other. Okay. So in a fibroblastic type, there is elongated cells with abundant collagen deposition. In somamomatous type, there is numerous somama bodies. While in a secretory type, there is a PES positive intracytoplasmic droplet. Here, and the transitional type is a mixture of a sensational type and the fibroblastic type. Okay, clear? While beta in atypical type, there is more mitosis. In anaplastic type, there is more than 20 mitosis. So as you can appreciate it, beta, this is the microscopic image of meningioma. Beta, this microscopic image can be asked by you in your OSPI, so keep it in your mind. That the tumors are arranged in a sensational pattern. Okay, tumor is arranged in a whirling pattern, and the tumor cells are sensational. They are set very tightly together that the cell membrane is not prominent. The individual cell membrane is not visible. Okay. So in a somamomatous type, as I already told you that there are many somama bodies are seen. As you can appreciate it that these are the somama bodies. Okay, these are the concentric secretion type. So these are the somama bodies. Okay, so beta till now we are able to know about the gliomas, meningiomas, embryonal tumor. Okay, the gliomas may be the oligo, maybe the astro, maybe the ependymoma. Okay, and then you must know about the WHO grading system, grade 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, then the types of astrocytoma, diffuse astrocytoma, and the localized astrocytoma. Diffuse is grade 2, 3, and 4, and 3 is said to be the anaplastic astrocytoma, and grade 4 is the glioblastoma. Okay, the glioblastoma is associated with necrosis and hemorrhage. Is a palisading of tumor cells around the necrosis. Okay, high grade, high mitosis, and poor prognosis. Okay, and the beta in a CNS tumor, the IDH mutation play a very important role. Okay, we can classify the tumor on the basis of their mutation of IDH. If the tumors are IDH mutant, so we called it IDH mutant type. And if the tumor doesn't show any mutation of IDH, then we called it wild type. Okay, the tumor of IDH mutant type show a good prognosis as comparison to the IDH wild type. Okay, because the IDH mutant type respond to a treatment. Okay, so now we will discuss about the peripheral nerve sheath tumor. The tumors arises from cells of peripheral nerves include Schwann cells, perineural cells, and fibroblasts. Many express Schwann cells characteristics including the presence of S100 antigens. Okay, the Schwann cells are positive for S100. MPNST, the malignant peripheral nerve sheath tumor, are highly malignant sarcoma that are locally invasive. Okay, so as I already told you in the classification that the peripheral nerve sheath tumor may be the schwannoma, maybe the neurofibroma, or it may be the malignant, which we call MPNST, malignant peripheral nerve sheath tumor. So now schwannoma. Beta schwannoma is a benign tumor that is arising from the neural crest derived from Schwann cells, and it is associated with neurofibromatosis type 2. Type 2, okay? It can be asked in your MCQ that schwannoma is associated with neurofibromatosis type 2. Okay, the common location is CP angle, cerebellopontine angle, and usually attached to the vestibular branch of the eighth nerve. Okay, elsewhere within the dura, sensory nerves are preferentially involved. Okay, and when dural most commonly found associated with a large nerve trunk. Here, so beta, microscopically, the schwannoma shows a antennal A and antennal B areas. As you can appreciate it, if there is a in A, there is a nuclear palisading Verrucke bodies. Because these are the Verrucke bodies. In which there is a central nuclear free zone where surrounded by the nuclear palisading. Central nuclear free zone, pink is a neutral, pink is a nuclear free zone, while this nuclear free zone is surrounded by a palisading of the tumor cells, which we call the Verrucke bodies, while in B pattern, the tumor is less densely cellular, okay? As you can appreciate it with a loose myxoid, meshwork of cell, loose myxoid background, okay? So in schwannoma, there are two patterns, A and B. In A, there is a formation of a Verrucke bodies, while in B, there is a loose myxoid pattern. Okay, and keep it in your mind that schwannoma is associated with neurofibromatosis type 2. It is mostly associated with 8 cranial nerve, and microscopically, it shows a Verrucke bodies formation along with loose myxoid area. So now the neurofibromas. There are two forms of neurofibromas, cutaneous neurofibromas and plexiform neurofibromas. The cutaneous neurofibromas is the most common form occurring in the skin or in peripheral nerve. They arise sporadically or it is associated with type 1 neurofibromatosis. Okay, beta? It can be asked in your MCQ that neurofibromatosis type 1 is associated with the neurofibroma. Okay, the risk of malignant transformation from these tumors is extremely small. So, in a plexiform neurofibroma, it occurs only in a patient with neurofibromatosis type 1 and frequently multiple and the nerve is irregularly expanded. So, beta, microscopically on gross examination, it is present in the dermis and subcutaneous fat. and and it is not encapsulated. While on microscopic examination, a loose myxoid background with low cellularity is seen. Shredded carrot appearance is seen in neurofibroma. So, beta, uh, please prepare your topic of CNS tumor in such a way that anyone can ask about the classification. Okay, you must define such a way that the tumor of glial origin, tumor of meninges, tumor of peripheral sheath, tumor of embryonal tumor, etc., etc. Okay, anyone can ask about beta gliomas, astrocytoma, oligoependymoma. Okay, anyone can ask about the type of astrocytomas, diffuse type and localized type. In diffuse type, there is a diffuse astrocytoma, anaplastic astrocytoma, and glioblastoma, and localized type, pilocytic astrocytoma. Then, beta, you must know about the feature of the glioblastoma. You must know about the features of pilocytic astrocytoma. This assists with neural nodules, child, and then there is a and then there is a rosenthal fibers. Okay, and then in oligodendroglioma, you must know about the Friedreich appearance along with paranuclear halo. Okay, so medulloblastoma is basically seen in our children's, and beta, then you must know about the schwannoma and neurofibroma. This is all about the CNS tumor. If you have any query, beta, you can ask. Please raise your hand. Or beta, you can ask in your WhatsApp group. Okay, thank you, beta.